Hey guys, so welcome back. Hope class one was not so tough for you. I don't think it should be. Okay. So we're just gonna do a few keyboard shortcuts you need to know that will make your work very faster as an editor because speed is something you need to prioritize as an editor. Do you get? And I hope you really did class one because this is the class one assignment and this is what we'll be making use of for a very long time as we move from basic to advanced knowledge of this class. You get? So if you've not done it, go and do it. If not, the joke's on you. It's literally. But I also prepared the documents for you to make use of, which you can use to um, learn some of these shortcuts. Maybe in case you just want to go over it quickly and do something. And shortcut is really going to help you save time. A lot of time because some things you were supposed to like do in 4 or 5 steps, you can do it in literally 1 or 2 steps. It's a very small class. I hope it will, unless I get carried away. But it's a very vital point, vital point in this class because as you go subsequently, especially when you're editing flash files, imagine if they give you a 2 hour podcast to edit or a 1 hour podcast to edit, and you have to cut it down to like maybe 20 or 30 minutes. You need speed. So just let's get right into it. Okay. So, like I said, I'm using my assignments. We are gonna first of all look at what this Q and W2 does. Okay, so ripple trim backwards, it deletes everything from where your playhead is back to the last cut and closes the empty space automatically. Okay. I thought you guys initially to cut out a clip, make sure you select your result tool to move to the part you want to cut out. So maybe
The average
yeah, the average before she starts talking about the average person and how person is distracted. So we can just make a cut here initially, then move back to your selection to select it, delete. Then in order to make sure this space is not empty, we have to move this back. Do you get?
the average person
So our dead space is gone. So instead of doing that, the Q2 just I'm gonna undo makes it easy in such a way that you can just start from here and instead of just hit 90, you can hit Q and it deletes automatically. So you can imagine how easy that was. The first step is to cut, is to move to this step one, make a cut, step two, go back to selection to step three, select your clip step four, and delete step five. Then you move this. That's 6 steps. So, but you can do that in just one step, moving your player, or let's say 2 steps, and hitting Q in one step. You can see how fast that was. So that is literally how fast shortcut can be of you of some can be for you. And you might not think it's something important till you do this for about 509 times. Then you keep on working with your mouse and your mouse is suffering, your hands are paining you. So keyboard shortcuts are gonna help you make your life easier. So we are gonna move ahead and try to do this faster. Okay,
the
so
average person now spends 7 hours a day staring at their screens. And I don't say this to shame anyone because I've been there too.
so yeah, I can also just hit my if you notice I just used another shortcut now is to use the cut tool. Okay, I just used my C tool when I was about to switch to uh make a cut here. So I'll have to make a cut here. Then instead of just hovering around back to my result tool, I can just use the C tool, then use the VC selection tool. Shortcut is V to go back to my selection tool. So select a clip instead of going here, making a cut, coming back here, doing this. Yeah, so you can just move between C and V, C and V, C and V, and you can see it's changing here. So I make a cut too. Then, like I said, instead of going here, then
But that level of
I can use the Q again. You
consumption
can see how it's cutting it and shifting the clip backwards. Okay, back to where she starts talking. It clears out those dead spaces and the silences, right? You get, but I think she made a mistake here. So
consumption doesn't just steal your time and your life. It is but that level of consumption doesn't
so
just steal your time.
I think she
But that level
yeah, she said it like twice or so. So I'm gonna also use the Q tool here. You get, so
I've been there too. But that level of consumption
you can see how fast this is getting. I don't know if
doesn't
you
just
get.
steal your time and your life.
Yeah, so another thing I wanted to mention now is when you're playing your clips or watching your clips, the speaker or the person you're working for will make a lot of mistakes. You saw it in the cinema when I was doing it myself. So being an editor does not make you prone to mistakes. In fact, I can tell you if you edit for like 3 or 4 years, it will make you a better speaker on camera unless you start speaking on camera. I can tell you from experience because it might it seemed like the more you cut out a lot of videos, the more you should get better, but it doesn't work that way. Okay. So, and why I was saying these things because if your speaker is going to make a lot of mistakes and you're watching the
Also,
videos, you can see the ones we just cut out. She made said she said she repeated what the point she was making. I think thrice before she got it right. So
but
the
that
first time,
level of consumption doesn't just steal. But that level of consumption doesn't
so
just steal your time and your life.
then
But that level of
that was
consumption
the third one, which I think she got
doesn't
right.
just steal your time and your life. It also actually rewires your brain.
Okay, so I don't think she.
But that level
Oh, she even said it 4 times. You can see that. So it's some at some point it's gonna get boring for you.
of life, it actually rewires your brain, shortening and making
Okay, sure. She said it 4 times. Yeah. But even when I said this up to 5 times, I've worked with someone that actually says it. I can say it about 6 to 7 times. I kid you not. So in that case, you're just watching. I'm like, how do I do this? So well, one shortcut you can use is to fast forward. Maybe you can play it back. You can watch your videos in 2x speed. Okay, and the shortcut for that is just it's actually your shortcut to this K, J, K, and L. Okay, so just like the J, K, and L key, if you look at your keyboard, J, K, L are together. Okay, so J is for kind of slowing down, rewinding, or pausing back. Maybe if it's on 2x speed to go back to 1x speed, and L is for fast forwarding, basically. Okay, so if I want to just watch this now, I can. This is the normal speed. Once I hit the L key,
But that level of consumption doesn't just steal your time and your life. But that level of consumption doesn't just steal your time.
you can see how fast it is. So it's now left for you to know if you can hear what she's saying. I can hear it clearly because I've been playing this for a very, very long time. Okay, so but sometimes you might not hear it. I'm not saying you have to hear everything. There might be times where you have to just play back and get make sure the points are still being articulated. Do you get? So there might be points where she's making a lot of points and you might have to just slow down. But for repeating statements like this, you can just use your L
level of
key.
consumption doesn't just steal your time and your life. It also actually rewires your brain.
Yeah, so
But that level of consumption doesn't just steal your time and your life. It actually
so I can just make a cut here and use my Q. Sorry, I can just I wanted to use another shortcut now, which I'll teach you the with, but we can just use the Q tool to delete this. Like I
I've
said,
been there too. But that level of consumption doesn't
yeah. So what I wanted to do initially was I told you initially. I don't know if mentioned it to you, but Q and W tools were not there for me. That's this shortcut I was using now. I don't think it was there when I learned Premiere Pro. Okay, so what I did was to use a customized keyboard shortcut which I learned from my instructor, and it was such a way it's still faster for me compared to this Q and W tools. Okay, it should be faster for you if you're just learning if you've not learned any shortcut. Okay, and that's just using the ripple delete tool. The ripple delete is simply it deletes it and takes it back to this thing. So it's something similar to what the Q button does, but it's mine. I just use because I shortcuts I use. I can just make a cut.
just steal
Let's
your
look for a
time and
cut
your
where we
life.
can make.
It actually rewires your brain, shortening your attention span and then making you reach for your phone. Making you reach for your
So she made a mistake
attention
here.
span and then making you attention span.
So I'm going to make a cut here.
Attention span and
Now the normal thing I just taught you now is to use your Q tool.
And then making you.
Yeah, you get so it tells you and then making you.
But that level of consumption doesn't just steal your time and your life. It actually rewires your brain, shortening your attention span and then making you reach for your phone.
So you're gonna make a cut here. And I don't know if I think I should say this. So if I should just use my Q tool,
making you and then attention span.
Let's see if we can get and then
and
yeah, so we can just let's see. Use Q. So Q works for us
too. And then making you reach for your phone.
Another Q.
And making you reach for your phone the millisecond that you start to feel bored.
So we can do this, so you can see how we have a complete statement now by just using our Q shortcut. So I'm going to make a cut here. Let me not use the Q again and separate this. Okay, so let's look at this just briefly.
The average person now spends 7 hours a day staring at their screens. And I don't say this to shame anyone because I've been there too. And making you reach for your phone the millisecond that you start to feel bored. Reach for your phone the millisecond that you start to feel bored.
So this is a coherent statement. I've just used just our mouse and our Q button, our Q key. You get so it saves a lot of time for you. I don't know if you get it. It saves a lot of time for you. Yeah, I was trying to tell you I use something faster, which is faster for me because I've been using it for like 5, 6 years now. And that's just the ripple delete key. So there's actually a keyboard shortcut you can, for in Premiere Pro, you can personalize for yourself, and you just go to edit keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so once you go to keyboard shortcut, you can see a lot of keyboards here. Okay, you can see a lot of keyboards. And you can see the ripple delete. I was trying to explain to you that the Q does. Okay, Q does it. Q is called ripple trim, but I did mine to be ripple delete. You get so I did mine in such a way that, let me show you. I I can delete, instead of using this Q, like we'll do this and just use the Q and it deletes. But mine is such a way that I can just I it's if I should be honest, your this way I thought is faster. But because I've practiced and used this my own method a lot of times. So it's easier for me. And maybe it might be easier for you because it's very, very close. It's close. So if I want to cut out this dead space from here
into
now,
like
just want to cut here, I can just
dance
move to my
like
to my result tool that's using C. I'm already there. Then I make a cut here, make a cut here because I'm already seeing that there's this anything from here to here. Then move back to my selection tool with V, select and use A, ripple delete. So can you show the same thing for me? Yeah, so I told you, it's, if I'm to be honest, the first method I taught you is way easier, but this is faster for me. That is, I still use it up till now. I rarely use this queue. I only use when I want to teach somebody something or something. So something with this
interesting
now, I can
hobby.
just do this. I can do this, do this, do this, and
But
I'm
these
done. So if I'm the one editing, let me know if I can try to edit this. Maybe let me say from here to here. It's easy for me.
days, but these days when you ask people what their hobbies are, people often. But these days when you ask what people. But these days when you ask what people. But these days when.
So I can just do this
But
and
these
I'm
days when you
done.
ask what people's hobbies are, more often than not they say, "Well, I don't really know." But these days. But
So
these
you can see
days, I've
how fast
noticed
it
that
is
when I
for me.
ask people what their hobbies are, they don't really know how to respond. They're like, what are my hobbies?
So
Social media has
just like
trained our
that.
brains to crave quick dopamine hits, and anything slower will.
Whatever works for you, it's fine. I think the queue should work out for you fine. I don't know. Maybe if you want to learn my method, I don't think you should. Maybe why you might want it is because it's closer to, the C is there, the V is close to the A button, and yeah. So if you want to do that, learn it. But I customized it myself. It wasn't always A. Yeah, on my ripple delete, if I should want to make a cut now, maybe make a cut here, then move back to my selection key 2 with V, and now do the ripple delete, and I hit A, it deletes. Yeah, but it wasn't always like that. I had to customize it, and like I said, Control Alt K, keyboard shortcut. Comes out. Then you then look for ripple delete. Yeah, and you can choose any other keyboard you want to use. You can use any other. You can use maybe X or Y. I'm not going to change it. You do it yourself. Yeah, and that's that for that. Okay, so it's not, you can change any or anything, and this can even help you. You can just come and watch this and say, okay, you want to see how your keyboard works or the kind of shortcuts you have. Okay, so works. So it's not supposed to be a hard lesson like I told you. Hope you guys can see hear me. I'm relaxing now. Sorry. I'm bring this mic a little bit closer to me just in case. So
Live in the present and start feeling alive again.
yeah, so let's go back to our queue. Okay, we have to make a cut here, then we use our queue
If you're
to.
new here, I'm Izzy, a mum, tech founder, and Cambridge trained doctor. And on this channel, we're all about And on this doctor.
Move here.
And
Yeah.
on this channel, we're all about exploring these strategies and mindsets to help you create a life that you love.
So yeah, so I think that's that for that. So these tools, the result tool, the selection tool, these are the ones you're supposed to be very conversant with. Yeah, then you also have the type tool. We are going to come to that in a bit. Yeah, you have type tool, the shortcut is just done. It's just for if for typing text to hello, or let's do whoa. So just for you to type your text, that's the shortcut. So you can use it anytime you're trying to make a cut, or trying to not make a cut, trying to write something, or maybe put a text. Maybe she said something like,
And on this channel, where
"I'm easy." I think she said,
I'm a tech fan feeling alive again. If you're new here, I'm Izzy, a mum.
"I'm easy." So you can say if you're here,
If you're new here, I'm
you can just write easy. Yay! So easy. You know, write mom, mom, tech found. So I'll just give you a snippet. And I'm tempted to do something now, but so let's just leave it like this. Then we can maybe you can even position it maybe here or here. Yeah. And these are other controls we'll talk about later when we go into the text panel in detail. Okay. So
Izzy, a mum, tech founder.
so just cutting out mistakes, fast forwarding, you get, and I don't think we should look at all these ones, but this is just at your disposal. Okay, I think we should do this shortcut whereby maybe if you're working on your panels and maybe you want to see a better view, you want to get a better view of this panel, the shortcut is just this uh I don't know the key I'll call it, but it's this apostrophe key, I think. Yeah, so you can just zoom into this source panel. If you want to see this, you can zoom into this. You can see this character and this character are different. So I'm zooming into my program channel and looking at it. So if I want to see something, maybe I want to look at where I'm going to place a text or something, or this or this. So for this, literally anything you want to work on, okay, anything you want to preview. I think why this might not working for this is because it's linked into is I just made mine to float. So yours might not, just in case you're working, yours might not, and maybe I should just reset it back to default. Okay, maybe I'll just take it back to maybe just that it won't work. And let me just leave it for you. So I just customized mine to be like this, okay. And why I did is because I work with two screens, but I had to use one screen because I'm recording. So this one is actually on a different screen entirely. Yeah, and I can just make this smaller, okay. Normally, and it's just a setting on your system, okay. So you can just go to your preferences and you can work on appearance, or you can work on general, whatever you want to do. So double click, open a new window. This is what I changed. So I can just click on, you can change this open a window, new window to if you want it to be like this, or open in place, or open in new tab. I don't know if you get, so if you should click open in tab, or open in place and click OK. So and we open, let's say masterclass. Masterclass opens. Okay, it's already open here. So let me close this. Masterclass opens, it opens up here. This I think this should be the way yours opens up. Okay, so and I've deleted my files now because of you people. So let's go back to projects. In case you're looking for your project panel, your project file gets lost. You're looking for where did I import my stuff? I can't find this stuff. I can't find my keys again. You get, so you just come here, look for projects, and click on it again. Yeah, it should come out. It should come up somewhere. If it's not coming up, then you can just hover up here. So this is like taking you back to your project panel. You get, so it's taking you back so you can see where it takes you. You get, so this is your project panel. So, but for example, if for instance you can't find this masterclass and this is closed, you can now come here and click on project. Okay, and it comes up. You get, this was what I wanted to do initially. So you can click on videos. It opens up again. Yeah, it can see it moves from I moved from my projects panel. I moved into videos. It has now opened a new folder. Folders are called bins in Premiere. Okay, it opens up a new folder from which I taught during the organization class. Okay, when I taught you in the beginning of the class how to stay organized. Yeah. So you have lesson one, lesson two, which I'm still working on. So lesson one, then the shortcut, it's opening up. So, but why I don't like this, like I told you, is because now if I want to go back to my project panel, I have to maybe go back to like this and go back to the project, which I don't like. So this was why I oh sorry, which is why I had to go back to preferences and go back to general, and may choose that setting. So open a new window was what I preferred. Okay. You can also do open a new tab, and once you do that, you can just click on videos. It opens it up here. So you see have your project settings here, and videos also come up here. Okay. So if you open lesson one, it opens up lesson one for you. Your videos, your project is here, your lesson one is here, for videos here. But I think why I didn't like it also was because I felt it was opening up too many bins for me or too many folders for me. I know you don't have much space to work with in Premiere like that. Okay, you have to compress a lot of things unless you have two screens. So I preferred have opening it in a new window. So my project file is still here. Yeah, so these ones are closed. Anyone I need, I can close this. I can close this. So that's why I prefer to use to work with open a new window, general. Yeah, and I prefer opening new windows. So once I then if you of course if you hold point control, this plus control and plus alt is just different things. Okay, so I can just double click or open it. If I double click now, it opens in the window like I did initially. Yeah, but if I wanted to still maybe open a new tab or open in place, I can just instead of double clicking and clicking hitting alt, I can open like this, double click, it opens a new window, or I can just click alt and it opens up here. That's opening a new tab, you get so or I can click control and it opens up. Yeah, but I have to go back, opens in place. I have to go back to my shortcuts or my initial bin. Yeah, so I just prefer opening a new window than stacking it up. So I can just click on maybe lesson one, then I just move this once. My mouse turns from white to black. It means I can select this and hover around anywhere. I can just put it back into this. Then lesson two shortcuts, I mean. Then I put this. I prefer stacking it up like this. Then I can now even maybe let's say save it to be like this. Okay, so I don't want a situation whereby I close Premiere tomorrow, come back and I have to do this from scratch. I can save it like this. Okay, I can save changes to this workspace so it stays like this constantly. Yeah. Okay, so as I make up this, I can also update the changes so you get. So these are things that can help you help your workflow and help you edit better and not make Premiere frustrating for you. Do you get? So uh, it's not just a shortcut lesson now, a keyboard shortcut, but it's just general a more in-depth knowledge or more advanced tutorial on how you can make Premiere easy and faster for you. So whatever works for you, if you feel you like this fine, if you feel you prefer just hovering and coming back to your tab, or you feel you can just find your way, fine. Yeah, then if any other things are missing in your folder, maybe for example, maybe you close this panel, yeah, and it's just a source panel. You're looking for it, like I told you, just hover to your Windows, look for your program panel. You get look for it, and it comes up again. Yeah, you get. And maybe if maybe you're trying to, if you've saved this already, remember if you saved this already, or maybe you've not saved and you're trying to maybe move this, you're trying to do this, and maybe you do it in such a way, and you now put it here. You can just either receive, move, and just click on this, and you're like worried things have happened. You can ask for yourself to reset to save layout, and it comes back. You get, or you can if you can just choose any of these panels. These are different workspaces, and depending on what you want to do, that Premiere has automatically. So if for example I wanted to work on color, I could just click on color and it brings up the color panel for me. You get here, but I think most times you might be more concerned with the editing aspect. Okay, editing, that's if you've not done your own customized workflow. Do you get? So but I have mine, so I'm going to go back to Tetra 24, right? Yeah, I think I have mine already, so that's that for that. So you can just keep on looking at these shortcuts. As well as shortcuts now, you can see maybe if you want to, let's look at the backslash. Fits you can just this is just like using this key, and you can maybe you want to move to a playhead or you want to just see the entire comp or the entire timeline. You can use that key. For let's say if you want to move to cut, maybe you want to move from this cut to this cut instead of moving this like this. You can just use your keyboard and move towards the course using the up and down key. Move your up arrow to move back, your down arrow to move forward. Okay, yeah. So and it works just like that. So uh, so if you're looking for a file, you can just if you're looking for this file, maybe you're looking for it. So we have a lot of files and you're trying to get the source file. You can just hit your key F. Maybe let's say lesson one is on your source panel. Yeah, I think lesson one is here right now, and you want to get the original file. This file, you can just hit F and it shows you the source file. Okay, yeah. So it's also a shortcut you can use. You will need it eventually, but not now. Okay, so yeah, then duplicates. Yeah, for example, so it's gonna come in handy to duplicate your file. You can I don't know if there's a duplicate button. I've never really used it from here. I've always used the shortcut. I don't think there's a duplicate button here. Is there? I don't think so. Yeah, so I was just trying to check if there's an easier way or harder way, but the duplicate for to duplicate your clips, make your clips maybe double or triple, depending on what you're doing, can just be done by hitting the holding your alt and clicking your clip and dragging up. Okay, so I just did it now. So I have two clips here. So where you know I have two clips now, but I think it's still one clip, but where you know I have two clips, let me just do this. I'll come back to this next lesson. Is when I try to zoom this in, you can see I have two clips right now. So you can see I have two clips here. I can do it again. I have three. Now, but I duplicated this clip. That's this clip from this clip. So I can just do the first one again. And I have, okay, it's covered everything there. So once I duplicated this one and put it on top, it's covered this. So if I should close this, you see the other ones. Okay, so then I can just scale this down again and move this. Okay, moving number one. Move this to another aspect. So you can see I have like four
The
clips.
average person now spends 7 hours.
So to duplicate your clips, that's just how it is. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. It's not necessary now. You can use it later for effect, especially maybe when uh let me not spoil it for you. Let me leave it for let me just keep quiet. So I think that's all about shortcuts for now. It's not all, but I think these are the basic ones. Your V, your C, and your type 2 are very, very important. Your arrow keys, your fast forwarding, of course, rewind, pause, and fast forward. Okay. Then I think these are the other ones. These ones are there, but you don't really need it. Okay. Then I think I told you your apostrophe key, like I told you earlier. Um, this for zooming into your uh timelines and looking at a lot of things. So I think that's that for that. So I'm gonna finish up my edits so we can be on the same page, and I'll export and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Take care.